Mr. Filsaime. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I've got my Corona Fro. I've actually cut myself literally razor blade. I've got my wife saying, "Babe, you realize you've." I'm like, "Yeah," and I friggin' love it.
You did that
But
yourself. Wow.
yes, I actually did. I'm not even gonna kid you, Joe. I've got the frosties like
Oh,
you,
dude,
but
come on.
but I
Yeah.
but I, I've done the great looking, not the great looking gray, the just for men, the opposite one that says, "No, I don't want the gray."
Yeah.
But this stuff, this is getting to the point. I just got back from my walk. I haven't had a chance to get all cleaned up for everybody. Apologies, but I think we could get away with it. We're all home, and this is the new look. This is the
You're
new look.
fine, man.
All
Yeah, we
right.
were ushering in the lockdown look for years to come, but now
Yeah.
you're joining us. It's all good.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't
Exactly.
not worn a hat on video in the last 3 months, so I've pretty much been pure hat for 3 months.
Oh,
My
we're gonna
hair is
try to
looking
get you to
crazy.
show. We're gonna try to get you to show up before the end of the thing.
Take it off. Take it. All right.
Hey, I have no shame. Doesn't look pretty though.
Prove
Oh,
it.
there it is.
Not
Damn.
bad. Hey,
You're a
that
hippie.
was easy. You're a lay down.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man,
All right.
it's been when's the last time we chatted on the podcast? It's been what, almost 2 years, I would say.
I think I've been on your podcast twice, right?
Believe
or
so.
maybe, and if not, it might have been a different name or one that back in the day. But yeah, I'd love to do it again as many times. I love being on with you guys. It's a lot of
Appreciate
fun.
you, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, since then, I know we had a whole different conversation going on then. Of course, things move so fast, just going faster and faster, But yeah, I mean, things have changed. So I'm kind of curious about the catch up, what you've done in the last couple of years. I know you're in Florida now. And so that's a changing environment as well.
Yeah, Florida was for business purposes. I lived in Long Island, New York, my whole life. I don't remember when I left. I would basically say at the age of 40, 44, 45, something like that. And I left to start a new company in San Diego. And that company was Marketing Genesis. And I started that with a great late Andy Jenkins, who unfortunately passed away. He will be missed tremendously. And, I brought to that company a lot of my legacy things I was starting to work on. Like I was already with Webinar Jam, and EverWebinar was in the works. And Deal Guardian, we were morphing that into Kartra. And, I had sort of convinced Andy that a software company might be better than an info products company. And he wasn't crazy about it, but he was listening because, things didn't go as well with Kajabi as he wanted. So he sold out with that. And Webinar Jam took off so well that we closed down Marketing Genesis and formed Genesis Digital. And as the expression goes, mommy and daddy didn't get along, so mommy and daddy got a divorce, and I got the alimony, and they kept the kids, right? So, frankly, I'm a software guy. Guys, I've been programming. Literally, I'm a computer programmer. I programmed on my Commodore 64 and little IBM XT models. I sold my first software to Lottery Players magazine in 1986 or 85, for $25,000, which was pretty good money back then for a kid. It gave me the bug. But from there, I went to New York Institute of Technology, 3 years as a computer science major. What the hell were you going to do with computer science in 1989? I mean, it's not like it is today, right? That you didn't have software engineers, and I was going to go work for Lotus 123 or something back then. So I'm working at Pathmark, a supermarket. I'm making $7 an hour part-time. It's probably $9,000 a year. I get engaged at the time. And so my dad was in the car business, just a dealership. My brother did. And my dad said, "You're not coming to work for me. You're going to go learn the business yourself." And I went out and started making $50,000 a year. And the very first dealership I'm working out, they invite me out on a boat, and I'm there with my sales manager and this guy, Pete Bellacchio, and this really handsome blonde dude that looks like Corey Hart with his sunglasses. You can see his picture right there, shows up on the boat. And I'm like, "Hey, How you doing? I'm Joe Jablonski.
Joe
Joe started
Jablonski.
saying, I don't talk like that. I don't talk like that. And I said, hey, I'm Mike. And we had our wives looked the same. We were dating for the same amount of time. We're both engaged to these petite little brunettes. And we felt like we were the same guy. You were born in 67. So was I. It's in my AOL email address. Oh my God. You know,
Still use it.
It was one of those things. Right. So, and what do you do for a living? Oh, I work at Dodge. Oh my God, you're in the car business. So am I. So me and Joe started working in the car business together. 14 years in the car. There he is. 14 years in the car business. And Joe's a co-founding partner actually in our company right now as well. Loyal guy through the good and the bad and everything like that.
Got to give a shout out to Joe too. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, you go way back, even with us too, man. You always been super cool. So I love that you guys have stayed together throughout the years, man.
The good and bad. Through the good and bad.
Like
tough times.
You and Matt.
Tough times.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, pretty similar scenario actually.
Yeah. So when I'm the software guy. Everything I've ever done, the little stuff in the beginning, PowerLink generator, Wireframe generator, then Butterfly marketing, Pay.com to compete with ClickBank. There was Evergreen Business System, which we rethought of as EverWebinar, Webinar Jam. Deal Guardian was like this idea that we wanted to bring more enterprise, and that morphed into Kartra. And so in this sense, I don't want to compare myself to Steve Jobs, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, and if you know his story about the passion that he had for his company and what he did for the Lisa, and the visionary, what he did with the Macintosh, and then right after the Macintosh, he found himself out of his company. Right. And I'm not kidding you. I'm working on this project 3 years before I bring Andy into the project, and then I'm out of the company and I'm at Traffic and Conversion Summit, and I see them giving away a car on stage, and they had the premier booth and everything like that, and more power to them, all that stuff. But I remember hearing on stage when I first got the idea for Kartra 7 years ago, I was like, what? But history will write itself, and that's the way it was. I got a 2-year non-compete, and I had to sit out from 2016 to 2018. And in 2018, I set back to do what I've always wanted to do. Had to write Jim Collins, Good to Great, get the right people on the bus, get the right people in the right seats, and then you figure out where the bus is going. I aligned myself with the best partners, software engineers, people that the things they forgot I'll never learn. In just the last 3 years with agile development and GitHub and open source project, and like what you can do now with the right team that knows UI and UX, and you don't go to theme forests and buy skins and really developing projects. We set out first because they had, my partners, when I say they, it's not we, but they had a Shopify competitor, and it was called Ultra Fun Cart. And I was like, no.
Best name ever.
We're doing a brand. What about this? I said, guys, stop with the whatabouts, because the funnels, the mail, and it's not about. What are you talking about? I said, I've got a vision here, guys. You've got to go with me. And have you guys ever tried to come up with something that the .com is taken? It's everything. You're like, who the hell would have thought of this? Like, these are two words that don't go together. I'm going to try a fruit and monkey. That's taken. Like, you can't get anything today. Like, everything is taken. So GrooveCart was taken, but GrooveCart with a K wasn't. And then we later bought GrooveCart for $2,500. And the beautiful thing is the Groove brand, every single thing was taken, but for sale. So
interesting.
We paid $5,000 for this, $7,000 for this, $2,500 for this, and we probably spent close to $100,000 buying different Groove funnels, Groove Pay, all these. We had to pay for everything. Groove ads we had to pay for. But if it was available and for sale, I said, this is what we're going to do, because you have to have that brand. In fact, Groove.com. We offered them $250,000 and they didn't respond. But at least we were willing to go in. I'm willing to pay $1 million for it.
Sure.
Guys, if you know anybody that knows the people there, they're in Manhattan. They won't answer.
Anyone listening? Yeah, maybe broker a deal or something. Make it happen.
because we're planning on being a big company. You know, we've you know, this is marketing. We can talk, but we've quickly grown to a 25. I dare even say $35 million company, literally overnight.
Wow.
You know, 50, 60, $70,000 days, all because of the software brand and the hard work. And I just want to say one thing, and we have the name GroovePages.
Yep.
So Mike, I guess you're a Clickfunnels competitor. I think that's obvious. I do want to say two things about that. Number one, Russell is a dear friend of mine. If people were to say, "Oh, you saw what Russell did, and you see the market, and you're going after it," number one, that'd be a smart thing for anybody to do. But number two, no. I've done this before. I was developing Kartra and Webinar Jam. I was doing this before ClickFunnels came around, and things didn't work out for me, for my happiness, that I had to leave the company that I founded. So I'd rather be accused of competing or ripping off myself, because I've done a company like this before, but I'm building a better Kartra, a much better Kartra, which is a great platform, by the way. It's my first kid, and I love it very, very much, you know, in that sense of the divorce. But what's the difference between us and ClickFunnels? Because I am not a Kartra competitor. They'll be pretty insignificant but basically to ClickFunnels, because they're the category king. They've got the $100 million company. So we know who the market share is. So I'm going to say something that I do believe if Russell heard, I don't think he would argue with, but this is how I see the difference between the two companies. ClickFunnels is a marketing company that wants to help you with your technology. GrooveFunnels is a technology company that wants to help you with your marketing. And let's talk about what that means, the difference between these two things. A marketing company that wants to help you with your technology compared to a technology company that wants to help you with your marketing. Page builders, webinars, membership platforms, affiliate and sales platforms, these things, they are technology. So you have to ask yourself, when you go to buy something that you want to invest in, do I want to buy my technology from a marketing company or from a technology company? The thing is, I'm a software developer. I've shown you, like, you know, I went to school for this stuff. I know this stuff almost better than anybody out there. I just do. I've been developing software longer, and I've had bigger hits, Webinar Jam. This is what I do. We're just very, very good at it. So what is the difference between a marketing company and a technology company? Well, a marketing company, these folks will get out of bed every single day, put their feet on the ground and say, what are we selling today? And you'll notice in the marketing or in the presentation of the company, as you go through the Facebook feed, it's, hey, everybody, today we've got this, we've got that. And they're practicing what they teach. They're teaching people how to do funnels, and they do them. But at the end of the day, their goal is to say, how do we get more leads? Check, we should all do that. How do we get more customers? Check, we should all do that. And how can we get more money from each customer? Check, we should all do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's their focus. That is what they wake up to do. And they're how do we create another offer to do that? And that's what anybody with an info product business should do. But I feel that they're treating that company like an info product business, and they're great at marketing, so they've taken all the market share. In my opinion, it's been 6 years since they're out. I feel that not only have they not innovated, I feel that they've deprecated. I feel that I'm just telling you what they've said. I'm using their words. Hey, we've decided, quote unquote, I'm going to paraphrase here, right? We're not the best at software. We failed at Actionetics and Backpack. So we're taking it out. We're only focusing on the page builder. I get that. That's because you're a marketing company, and you're not a software company. It's just a fact. They built software, but what we focus on, and I've been doing this for 2 years, our company is making a lot of money. I'm on salary for $15,000 a month.
Wow. So you guys are investing everything right back into the company.
Everything. $200,000 a month in developers. I've got my partner saying, "You've had a really good month. Can we take distributions?" I will tell you this, and Joe knows, we're hiring here, we're hiring here, we're hiring here. The best people on the team for videos and this, we're doing 5 trainings a day, all these different things.
Yeah.
And it came to the point where I'm like, I don't think we've really blown out support and this, and we've gotten a copywriter, and okay, we've got 3 months runway in the bank. All right, John, we're gonna take a distribution after 2 years, because I'm not in this to get rich. I swear to you guys, I wake up. I think it shows about butterfly marketing. There was innovative stuff. I wanted to bring the first guy to bring one-click upsells to the industry. Yep. I love what I do. So when I wake up in the morning, I go like this, and I'm hitting my developers up that are everywhere around the world, right? And
so what's the first thing you're thinking of? Like innovation, like what new features and things like that you could add?
So we know our wheelhouse. What we say our goal is to provide digital and e-commerce marketers a more affordable, more powerful, and easier to use solution to handle every aspect of their business. If it connects, we're going to help you. We're not going to get into different things like messenger bots. It's not us. I don't know it, and I'm not going to pretend to. And I know how dangerous that can be. Quite frankly, I never would have created GrooveCart ever as a Shopify competitor. I never did it. I had unconscious incompetence about what it took. I had 2 guys that were legends in there, and I could say, hey, let me be the branding guy and take over some of the vision of where the software will go. And I was already seeing, past the turn, right? I use the expression that, sometimes if I'm starting from here in Sarasota, Florida, and I'm going to San Diego, if I'm going to drive, I do have to map out everything. But we should only drive as far as we can see, especially if you're the driver. Let me navigate. Let me find out the hotels we're staying at and all those different things. So the people running the company, I basically said, you guys drive within the headlights. That's your job. President, operations, you drive what the current vision is. And I'm going to be the person that's going to, I'm already planning San Diego. And that was this brand. And just to let you know, it was 2 years ago yesterday, Joe, just so you know, that I spoke to Matt Serralta for the very, very first time. This June coming up was when we shot our very first video. We launched GrooveCart in October of 2018. And then 2019, we know that was the year without coronavirus, right? So 2019. So basically, we built GrooveFunnels in a year and a half. Essentially.
Wow.
Yeah. What took me seven years to build last time.
Yeah, I think last time we chatted with you on the podcast, I can't remember, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. But when we were talking to you, I think you were still in San Diego, but you were preparing to move to Florida, and we were talking about GrooveCart, right? It was GrooveCart, and it was a Shopify competitor. So really the game plan all along was to go over, jump on board with GrooveCart, but then sort of develop it into this sort of bigger vision that you've had all along.
If I was in San Diego, yeah, it was an acorn before an oak tree, because I know I met these guys in June, and on July 31st, I was in Sarasota. So there was 2 months from when I met them to when I moved out here to work with my partners out here. So yeah, that's what brought me out here. That's why I'm living now in Sarasota. I sold that company out there, and they said to me, hey, Mike, why don't you move out here? I know their selfish reasons why they asked me to move out here. It was because I'm a late riser. I get up at 10. And
boy, I like it.
These guys wake up at 6 a.m. They've got the kids. Joe, you know what that's all about, right?
I'm in on there now. Yeah, Joe.
So I'm saying to them, hey, why don't we do a call at 3:00? Great. My 3:00 turns into, hey, I'm running late. Why don't we do it at 4? And as you could tell, your first question, I'm a yapper. So we'd get on at 4:00, and I'd be talking, and they'd be like, and I'm like, we're going to 6:30 at night. I'm like, oh shoot, guys, it's 9:30. John Cornette is sleeping at 9:30. So I really realized for us to be productive, with that, them being early risers, me being late risers, add the 3-hour time difference, I had to get over to the East Coast, and And so that's what we
Well,
do.
and then it gets back into your headline analogy as well. It's like, it's not like you're running operations day to day. The team has that. You are checking in, it sounds like, with developers and all that, but you're thinking long game and some short game as well. And we talked to, I mean, we've been just talking to so many people, and they're just talking about the speed of technology right now. Like, everything is going so much faster. You know, there's new apps and tools that happen. You know, so much more noise than there ever was before. The fact that you were able to develop that fast, you know, like, you got to do that these days.
Well, you know, we learned from a lot of a lot of different things. I'll tell you where we faulted in GrooveCart, and I sucked it up and said we're not gonna do that. We thought we would compete with Shopify on this premise. There's 20 apps in the Shopify marketplace that everybody should have. So you shouldn't have to pay for them. Shopify should have built it in. And so we're going to build them into GrooveCart, and we did. But that argument was flawed, okay? That argument is this. If the iPhone thinks that there's 20 apps that you should have and they build them in on top of their existing 20, what a big mistake that would have made. They would have lost to Android, which has an app marketplace, right? So when you look at the iPhone and you look at the Android device, and you look at Google Chrome, when I look at all the extensions I have there. If you remember when we used Firefox, you knew Chrome was a better browser, but you didn't make the switch because all of the plugins that you had in Firefox hadn't been over to Chrome. It took about a year. So WordPress is what it is today. It sucks. We all know it. It is what it is today because of they built an SDK, a developer kit that people can plug in. And that's what makes WordPress. Shopify was actually smart, and they did the same thing. So when we created GrooveFunnels, we created an API. Now everybody says, "Oh, it's an API." It's not just an API. That doesn't mean it just does webhooks. When you develop something that is built on API, and I'm talking to the folks here. You guys might know this. It's API based. What that means is, let's assume this is the calendar function. When you click and the little pink calendar comes up, normally that is in what you would call a container, right? With regular programming, it's a module, and you don't rewrite the code every time. If GroovePages needs it or if GrooveCell needs it, we pull this thing, but it's hidden behind a session with PHP, and you couldn't find that page on the web if you wanted. An API works a little bit different. It works like a Google Doc. You take these things and you actually create them as public-facing modules that you could put read, write permissions on, quote unquote, certain things. And that's how you can, quote unquote, put an app into the App Store. You're not hacking the iPhone. That's how you put something into a Chrome browser. You get an extension and it's a download. And then Chrome says you can have access to this, but not this, right? So we built this with an SDK. So what that means is, if you look at an iPhone, and what did they create? 20 apps over 15 years. The latest one is maybe the measuring app, and right. But there's over 1 million quality apps, and that's what makes these devices so strong, is that even when Windows tried to come out, if they couldn't get the developers to move over, it really didn't matter. So what we've done is we have an SDK, and this is some of my conversations with people. You can imagine some of the people that we're talking to, where their heads have been over the years. It's like, hey, Mike, believe it or not, I know this is really silly, but we built our business on doing these dime sales. And in the future, I'd go like this. In the past, I'd go, we're not adding dime sales to our platform. So now I go like this, with a smile. We're not, well, Mike, let me finish. No, we're not adding dime sales, but let me tell you what we do have. We have an SDK. So why don't you go create GrooveDime, and you can put it right into our marketplace. And if somebody wants to hack that in and have these little things into the menu, like you're saying, what does that mean? Well, you've seen it in WordPress. Little new menu things show up, or little things that you put into your browser affect the way your Google search looks. If people want to opt in, they can. And if they don't like it, they can opt out. So, hey, Mike, the pop-ups that you've got about 30 pop-ups, but they basically do pop-ups. Are you going to add animations where they could slide into the left or slide in, or maybe in the corner and they peel? It's like, great idea. And in the past, I used to listen to that stuff and tell you to go put it there. And we didn't know how to focus on software. Why don't you go create Groove Pops and sell it for $19 a month? Create something that is so badass that, we're growing at the rate of 1,000 new members a day because we have a freemium model. And you figure out. And then the next thing is, Mike, my team and I, there's just this one thing that if you could do in GrooveCell would really, really help. We had it in the other software that we could use. I get what you're saying, guys. The only thing is that is really complex. And if I got to put that in my UI, we're going to get more questions about what is that. So now you don't even have to put it in the marketplace. You can co-develop the platform to do your needs. So, so that is a really, really strong thing that you could even as an educator in a cottage industry, as you've seen with Clickfunnels, it's like, hey, when you buy, we're going to give you these funnel templates, but they're only available to our members. You're going to be able to say, not only do you get these funnel templates, you're going to get this cool thing that we programmed that does this. Mike, can we do MLM? Nope, but why don't you create Groove MLM? Mike, can you do self-replicating pages? That's a great idea. Why don't you create it? So that's where you're going to see what made Shopify shine, is that you've got all of these things out there and people don't mind. They like the choice. That was my mistake with GrooveCard.
Yeah.
People want the choice on their iPhone to decide what apps they want to pay for.
That's so smart.
That's what we're doing with Groove is allowing people to co-develop.
And all these little add-on apps, they'll all be available right inside of the sort of Groove marketplace. So if I'm a developer and I make some sort of bolt-on to this, I could sell it right inside of the Groove platform. The Groove platform handles the payment, pays me out. I just develop it and put it inside the platform, and the Groove sort of suite of tools handles the rest, right?
100%. So we're going to have 3 different marketplaces. We're going to have what we call the Groove Apps marketplace. And that's like the Shopify marketplace or the Chrome extension store, where you go in and you see reviews and what people say and how many people have downloaded it and what the cost is. And you can go in and you want the ShipStation app, right? I mean, why shouldn't we have the ShipStation app?
That's right.
Why should you show me what ShipStation does and ask me to do that? That's insane. That really, really is. And, at the same time, I can have Pipedrive and I can connect with Pipedrive with Zapier, right? But they may create the Pipedrive app and give it to you for free with your account, and then you can see everything in your dashboard. And it's a smarter way to develop. And we're still doing all the things that are in our wheelhouse. But after that, I'm not going to do ShipStation, right? I'm not going to create that for you. And we'll let developers do that. And they'll be, if you've ever been to the Shopify marketplace, that's how we're going to design it. The other 2 marketplaces are going to be our template marketplace, which I don't think is going to survive, to be honest with you. And it's not because it's not because we're going to design the best templates that you won't need in a marketplace. We have a feature that's being released in 3 weeks called import. You create a page, it'll say from a template or add URL. And you could add a URL of something that you could go to the ClickFunnels marketplace. You could go to the Theme Forest marketplace. If you want to make your page look like the Huffington Post, and I don't know why you would, but if you could tell my views on things. if you can have it, if you want to pull a page in, we're not going to say connect through an API and go into your ClickFunnels account or your LeadPages or Optimized Press and pull those pages in through you're literally going to put a page that's live on the web, and our system is going to say, okay, div, 3 columns. This is a button styled this with a shadow, blah, blah. And we're literally going to, and you're going to do that in your page builder. And then from there, you're going to have to configure the countdown timer maybe, because that's JavaScript, right? And you're going to have to configure it with our stuff, but we'll pull in the links for, this is a page that goes here, opens in a new window. And if you can prove to us that you own the domain, you can clone the page. Wow. You'll literally clone the page. And how do you prove that you own a domain? The same way that you add a domain into the system, right? You transfer the name servers, and if you can do that, we know that you have access to the things. If you don't own the page, but you want to quote unquote funnel hack somebody and take their funnel, instead of saying this looks cool, let me show you how to build it in ClickFunnels, what we're going to do is you will see that page, you'll import it, and then we're going to give you lorem ipsum for all of the text to keep you safe, because you cannot copyright the layout and colors of a page.
Right.
But you can copyright the text, and you certainly don't want those images. We don't know if you have the rights to host them. I don't know if I have the rights to host them. Yeah. So if you don't, then I don't. So having said that, if you like a page, you're like, damn, that's a badass funnel. Well, guess what? You have it. You literally
it just sucks it right in there, pipes it into GroovePages, and there it is. That's
Yep.
freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the implications of business owners who just, I mean, no fault of their own, but just suck at web design, don't have the budget to go hire some expensive designer. Matt's raising his hand. You're good at that. I suck at it. I can use pages, like GroovePages. I was messing around with that today, and I was like, dude, this is cool. Like, it's just.
No, I'm good with it. I'm good with the tech. I suck with what the design should look like.
Oh, yeah. I like design, but I just hate the tech.
I'll say this. I'm with you, Matt. I'm a good forger and a horrible artist. If you tell me this is a page, can you make it look like that? I'll be like, okay, so that's a block. I'll take my color picker. I'll add the image, and that's a row with a button here, and I'll forge it, right? I can look at a painting and, connect the dots pretty well. But if you give me a blank canvas and you're like, make something beautiful, it's gonna look like a Frankenstein. Yeah, like I have no concept of, and I always joke with that, like, like Joe could look at a fixer upper and be like, "Oh, we're gonna knock down," because Joe's a handyman. Like Joe can say, "We're gonna paint that. I can do that for $2,000. We're gonna knock out this wall." If I see a house and it's got bad carpets, I'm like, I could never live here. Yeah, but look at the price. I'm like, no. And then so I watch those shows like Flip This House, and I'm like, holy cow, this is good. So in that sense, I don't have that creative ability to look at a canvas and sculpt something. Yeah.
Well, that's why, luckily there's even, like, I know you have the blocks and all these elements and all that cool stuff. And I know we're totally jumping ahead and haven't even mentioned what GroovePages is, but I want to go back to just like you have the technology, you have this vision and amazing ways that you're bringing that to life, but also the marketing element, which I know you're not a marketing company or technology with, given the ability for marketing, but the way that you're marketing this company is absolutely, I think it's groundbreaking. It's freemium model for a lot of stuff. I'll let you kind of talk about that. But then also you have just the way that you're wrapping in the butterfly marketing from years and years past, this kind of network effect play. And, you're getting users to become affiliates and then, referral to partners. And then there's all these. It's just really interesting how you're bringing this to the world. Maybe we should talk about that a little bit and then get into the product.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the premise of butterfly marketing and how it's built in for any users that's using the system. And of course, it does funnels and everything like that. And I'll see if you guys remember. Do you remember the very, very first course that ever taught funnels? It was the premier course. We sold 13,000 units in 10 days. And if you don't, it's because we had the worst name in the world for it.
Was it called? Know it.
Launch Tree.
Launch Tree, thank you, in 2009. So it was going to be called Launch Funnels. And Anik Singhal said, he took something out of my book and he says, no, you know what you're saying about, like, you make something your own, Mike, butterfly marketing instead of viral marketing, you call it butterfly marketing. Like, so we're going to do things and the colors will be like green and brown. And instead of having the funnels be vertical, we'll do it like this. And the funnels will go like this. But we're going to call them trees. And so, and everybody loves to do launches. So we're going to call it, instead of launch funnels, launch trees. And man, do I wish it would have been called launch funnels. It is so forgotten. And it was such a good course, right? So, but yeah, so obviously we've got a good knowledge of what funnels should do, so we've got a lot of the launch tree stuff baked in. But having said that, butterfly marketing was this premise. We're going to call this the report, and call, if you can see this little SD card, this is going to be the audio file. Butterfly marketing said, give something away for free and upsell them for this. Now, in order to do that, you needed an opt-in page, and you needed a thank you page to download it. But Butterfly Marketing added one thing. In between here, as soon as you asked for your name and email for this report, we, in the background, automatically made you an affiliate. Automatically. In order to do that, I needed one thing. I needed you to put a password in when you added your name and email address, because you actually created an account. So the squeeze page was an account creation process. Now the magic happens. You ask for this, you hit name, email, password, and then you get this. Hi, my name is Mike Filsaime. Thanks so much for asking for the report. Do you know that I've recorded that, and I've also given you a video file, and this, you get this, that, and the other thing, and blah, 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 blah. And now you do the one-time offer, which I didn't invent, but I put it into some of the first softwares that were these butterfly sites. And when I wrote butterfly marketing, I wrote one-time offer. By the fifth time I wrote it, I was like, Oto, and Oto. At the very beginning, from here on out, known as the Oto. So if you've ever heard the word Oto today, that's because I said it 73 times in butterfly marketing. And now URLs are oto1.php.
That's right.
Right. So now you offer them this, and now you have the one-time offer. And the one-time offer use all these scarcity. So if you've ever seen wait before you continue, this offer will ever, things like most of our successful customers choose this option. All that stuff goes back to butterfly marketing. The no thanks link should be gray, not blue hyperlink, all that different stuff. So now the person buys or they don't buy. Obviously, you give them a value of 97, but today you can get it for $19.95 or whatever that might be. That's your one-time offer. We all know that. And now the members area that you get in has another video. That video says, "Hi, thanks so much for requesting the product." If you'll find that at the bottom of this page. And if you purchase the upsell, you'll find that right underneath. Now, you're also going to notice something right here underneath this video, and there's a link. And that's your affiliate link. And I've automatically created, made you an affiliate. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to share some numbers with you. 1 out of 5 people that see this offer takes it. And then we call this do the math. So what that means is we pay you 50%, well, whatever, I'll get to this in a minute. We pay you 25% commission on this $20 sale. So for every 5 people you sell it, 1 person will buy it. So for every 5 people, you'll make yourself, what is that? $5, right? You'll make yourself $5. Yeah. So then we would say, so if you share this with 10 people, you'll get this. Share it with 100 people, you'll get this. Share it with 1,000 people, you'll get this. And share it with 10,000 people, and you could expect to get this type of money. And Joe, if you saw and Matt, if you saw my little video, I did the math slides.
It's exactly that.
Yeah, right. And right. So that's called do the math. And then this is the killer thing about butterfly marketing. You need software that can handle this. Now, if you notice, we pay you 25% commission. But if you bought the upgrade, we've upgraded you, and you could say to 50, 70, or 100% commission. So let's just say if you bought the upgrade, I'm going to pay you 75% commission. And if you skipped out on the one-time offer, I'll give you one more chance. There's a button underneath that link that says upgrade me to 75%. You can still buy that for $19, and that's going to upgrade your commission now from 25% to 75%, and you still get the upgraded products that you passed on before. So this is a second chance pitch at the one-time offer for an upgraded affiliate program. And now you've just taken that lead that you paid for with your hard work on YouTube, SEO, paid for with traffic or a joint venture partner, and turned that customer into an affiliate. And then you say, not only did I give you the links, you'll notice a preset of promotion tools that I've included for you, pre-written with your affiliate link. There's swipe copy, there's blog copy, articles, press releases, banners, thank you page ads, log out page ads, email signatures, share on Facebook, et cetera, et cetera. Make sure to do all 10, and you give them something that they could check the box and see their progress. And you have set in motion a viral marketing system. The goal in viral marketing, I know this almost as good as anybody, or maybe better than anybody, because I literally wrote the book on this thing about it. There is the viral coefficient needs to be greater than 1. If it's less than 1, you will have 500 people today, 470, and eventually in 30, 60, 90 days, it will die out. If you know anything about the coronavirus, right? When we look at something like Punch-Out, right? Or a car racing game, and you have all these different things, how good is your chin? How good is your power? Well, with good power, you lose cardio. With good cardio, you have like you played those games where you basically every time you move a dial, something goes up, right? Yep. So, in that sense, when you look at what makes an ultimate viral campaign for even a real virus, right? Is it airborne? Well, that helps, right? If you look at the AIDS virus, thank God the AIDS virus had to be communicated through blood or through intercourse or something like that, right? But you start moving up these different dials, like how long does it incubate? Can somebody have the virus and not know it? Well, then they're healthy and they're infecting people. The good thing about, I think, like the Ebola virus is people got sick within hours, right? So, so the coronavirus had the dial up like almost everywhere on the equalizer. It was like whoop, and it was quote unquote the perfect virus. I'll leave the conspiracy for people. I don't necessarily believe that, but but we'll leave that for there. So how do you move the dials up in viral marketing to get over 1.0 to 1.01? Why is it called butterfly marketing? Because of that 0.01 is something known as chaos theory. You take, and chaos theory is linked to the concept of butterfly marketing. Small, seemingly insignificant things can have a dramatic effect over time. You've heard the situation about taking a piece of paper and folding it. And I believe like something like if you fold it 16 times, it's like the size of, a view. If you fold it 32 times, it's the size of the Empire State Building, and 64 times it goes to the moon, and 128 times it's the size of the universe, right?
Yeah,
these things are all, are all true, right? So when you look at that factor of going from 1.01 viral coefficient rate, this is what happens. I had the ability when we launched this 6 weeks ago. Right now we have over 60,000 users into the system. Wow. That's 60% of the users in Clickfunnels. And I get it, they're not paying, but it's amazing for 6 weeks. And that started with no affiliates, just us promoting. I could send about 1,000 clicks at that time. 1,000 clicks, they're going to come to a page. They got to opt in for a software. All right. So my partners, I'm up 24 hours, 9 o'clock in the morning. All right, guys, we're going to go live. Joe, you ready to hit that email? I'm going to bed, man. I'm tired. We're going to hit that send button. What do you think we're going to do, Mike? Guys, this ain't a launch. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We're not launching because of this. So we'll give it away for free. And I think in 24 hours, we'll probably have 300 people. Do me a favor, wake me if we have any problems. But so my wife comes in, babe, and I'm like, oh man, there's a problem there. They were told not to wake me unless there was a problem. So what's going on? It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I thought we'd have 300 people in 24 hours. No affiliates. We turned every user into an affiliate. What's going on? I'm looking in Skype, and I had 2 heart attacks. The first heart attack is we have 2,700 users in the system. The second heart attack is that I left the upsell in draft mode. So nobody could buy. Nobody could buy the product. We call those first world problems, right? So the moral of this story is not, that everybody makes mistakes. The moral of the story is that in one day we had 2,700 users. And obviously there are some things that you could add, to fuel to the fire that we spoke about in there, getting JV partners and all these different ways to optimize the system and stuff like that. But the bottom line is we're getting between 900 and 1,300 users a day. And when I log in, every single user, if I trace who brought them in, some new user that signed up 20 minutes ago. And this is the beautiful thing about this system. We're giving this stuff away for free. We could talk about why we do it. We're not giving it all away for free. GrooveFunnels is a brand that contains apps. GroovePages, GrooveSell, Groove Affiliate, GrooveMail, GrooveMember, GrooveVideo, GrooveDesk, which is a help desk software, GrooveSurvey, GrooveBlog, and Groove Webinars, which are live webinars, automated webinars, and streaming webinars like what we're doing here, or Be Live, or StreamYard, or something like that. Okay. So, having said that, we're not giving that away for free. We have to. How would we be here? How could we service you? But if we were to say, what are the 2 hero products that we're giving away for free? It's the most important products. It's basically what you need to start your business. We're giving you GroovePages for free, and it will remain free, and we're giving you GrooveSell for free. So. We don't charge any fees like ClickBank or anything like that. There's no credit card required. Anybody could sign up, and I believe we definitely want them to sign up with your link, because we're going to talk about why they want to do that. They can go to the link they see on the screen, or hustleandflow.com/groove.
Hustle and Flow chart. Yeah, I just want to make
Hustle and Flow chart.
hustleandflowchart.com. Yeah, /groove. Yeah.
It should be here on the screen. hustleandflowchart.com/groove. Please, folks, do that, because Matt and Joe brought this to you, and they get compensated. We know how this game works, and in the same spirit, you want to be able to share the word out there, and be able to be compensated for sharing it, right? This is a very abundant-minded community, very transparent-minded thing we're doing here. So please, support these folks bringing this to you. hustleandflowchart.com/group. Having said that, by giving this away for free, what we've done is we've created a product that, first of all, it's a 3-pronged system. Mm-hmm. Holy cow, this stuff is really cool. I want to use it in my business. Being the fact that it's free, and it's probably some of the best tools that you can get out there, even if you paid for it, even if you paid more than anything that's out there, well, then if it's free, I need to share this with people. And if I share it with people, I get compensated if they upgrade to the other 11 apps, the Groove Mail, and that's a choice if somebody wants to. We're also agnostic, by the way. We don't hold anybody hostage. And what that means by being agnostic is we integrate with everything out there. If you still want to plug that in to Kajabi or MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft or Zapier and anything, we still connect with everything. All we want to do is provide you with something that helps, and hopefully you'll say, but why wouldn't I just want to go with Groove Mail and have everything working in one system?
Right. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I love that, man. And I just put it in the comments for everybody on Facebook, because I see there's actually quite a bit of people out there that we have been watching the Facebook chat.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, a lot of people say, hey, heck yes, this is awesome. Omari, I see a lot. Okay. Yeah, I mean, talk about really quick. So I want to highlight, because I was playing around with GroovePages today, and I mean, it just seems like it accomplishes what you need in a page builder. I mean, specifically that. I mean, there's a lot to it. I know it.
Let me share my screen.
Cool.
And I said, because I'm proud of like where we came, and I'm like thinking of like what happened here. Let me know if you're seeing my screen. I'll move our little pictures here. You're seeing the Zoom screen.
You're good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm not going to take you to GroovePages right now first, and I'm going to put on my my over 40 glasses, because Amazon haven't shipped me my over 50 glasses yet.
Hey, Matt just got some too, so don't worry.
Oh yeah,
I'm just not wearing them right now because the reflection looks funny.
Yeah, I was just going to say you'll see me talking like this sometimes a lot, because as soon as I go like that, you're seeing all this stuff here. All right, so this is the first thing I want to show you. What is this? This is a software called Zeppelin. Nobody needs to go to it. It's what Silicon Valley dudes use that cost a lot of money, and they get paid very, very well, because it's called UI and UX. UI is UX is user experience, and UI is the user interface. So they're two different things. The UI is the user interface, and that means that you click on these things, and well, I went into Groove, so let me do the Groove.
Left side?
Pages. Let me see. It might be this one here. Okay. Yeah, so GroovePages. So what you're seeing when you look at something, that is the user interface. That is what you can actually see. The UX is the user experience. That's what people go to school for, to understand, like, how should we go about attacking this? And I'll tell you what user experiences isn't. It isn't going to theme forest and buying an admin theme that looks good with charts, and then you'll start out pretty good, but by the time you start getting ideas, I can tell you every single time I'll say, hey, could you just have them add that there? And he says, no, Mike, we're going to give that to Tomas. It's going to take about 3 days. He's going to build it in here. And look, what we have here is a user experience of every single thing that happens. So this stuff here, if I just click on here, Well, I'll go, yeah, for instance here, this is not, I'm not in GroovePages right now. I'm in something that when I click on over here, I'm getting CSS exports, okay? I'm doing something that a designer says, if this is the type of app that you want to do, it's the boring stuff, guys. I've got to be able to sit there and show him what competitors do. Well, why would they do it that way? And this company did it good. And he has to sit down there. He has to know the vision of the software. And he has to say, okay, well, then this is how they're going to put in their page title, their headers and their footer text and everything like that. And then when you go down and you look here, I'll just pick on random stuff. This stuff was out of his head. When you go to borders and backgrounds and you want to change this color and make it this color and everything like that. And if I go into GroovePages, if I click on new site here, and we'll just pick up a site, okay? And I'm just going to pick this template right here. And what is this template? I'm going to go over here and type in Groove Ads.
I'm just going to make a comment real quick. Anybody who's listening to the audio version of this podcast, I'll make sure the video is linked up in the show notes for this podcast episode as well, so you can go get the visuals that he's sharing with us right now.
Cool, thanks. So, whoops, if I could type.
It's hard to type and talk at the same time.
So I'm the worst at it. Like I went to school for learning how to be bad at it. So here's Groove Ads. You know, I wanted to put up a quick little thing. You know, we work with Rory Stern. He's an advertising agency, and we partnered to create something called Groove Ads. And so how do I build that site? Well, I just went in and you saw, you know, I can add a page, but basically, you know, the templates, you know, come up, and I chose this template right here. Right. And then once I do that, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, guys, talking about the stuff that you already know. Yeah, I could click in here and I can type in hello world while I'm talking. I did it. If I want to make this thing into a Belcher button, let's see if you guys know. I'm pretty sure you know. What color would I make the button?
That would be, shoot. Crap. Is that yellow?
I'll help you. Yes.
Yes.
Yellow. And
it's been a while since
yellow,
I used that
the
term.
Amazon button.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. And I want to make the text black. That is your Belcher button. There you go. We just did that. The only thing is that's kind of weak looking, don't you think? We've got to beef that up. So let's take the font here and make that the size here. We're going to make that bold. Yep, getting there. Let's just drag the sizer over here, and there we go. We've got a Belcher button. The only thing is, guys, I don't want to keep designing this over and over. So I'm going to go to Global Styles right here. And I'm just going to click Create a New Style. And because I don't feel like writing Belcher button, I'm just going to type BB. I'm going to click the check mark there, just like that. And I've just created a new style. Let's see if there's another button on the page. There is. I don't want to restyle it. I just go to Belcher button here. I click boom, and I've got my Belcher button. So
Quick.
I can show you 1,000,001 different things like this that are thought out. The first thing that you're noticing over here, I can add, you know, shadows to this thing. You know, just if I want a large shadow here, I've just added a little shadow under that button. If I want to change the padding over here or the layout, basically, I just go to spacing and just right here, just like this. Whoops, I wasn't on the button. So I have to click on the actual element. I click on the this here just like that, and I can move it up and down just like that.
A little flexibility.
Yeah, and it's traditional user interface. Many of these things, like I said, they've hacked theme forest things that weren't meant. You've used Photoshop before. There's a way to do padding. When you do that stuff, it should look like this. Mm-hmm. When you go to do a border, you should have these things that you've seen before. If I want to make this a round button, well, then I just click on borders and I just make it completely round. If I want no border, I go here. If I want something in between, it's just like that. So you don't, it's just logical. It's very logical. Some of the other things that we have here are blocks that you don't get in Clickfunnels. We also have wireframe blocks. And so what that means is sometimes you don't want all the pre-made designs. I just want a countdown timer. So I'm just going to drag this onto the canvas. We'll put it right there. And now I can design it. If I like it, when I'm done and I make it the perfect timer I want to use every time, I add it to my favorites. So I'm just going to delete this now so I don't create a Frankenstein site. Show you some other things, that you can do. Obviously, you can, configure this form container here to be an integration with, any any integration, that you want. We've got many different integration systems in here. When we click add, we're adding, more all the time. By July 15th, we're going to basically have everything.
All the big ones in there, though.
Yeah. You want to change this image, you go in here, you click choose image, and you go to royalty-free images, and let's actually just write in whiteboard. Let's see if there's another version of somebody doing something like that. That's this guy right here, right? So let's do this lady. Let's do this one right here. I click upload royalty-free images. Nothing crazy here. I'm showing you that it's easy and logical because we have little configure buttons and so on and so forth. So that's uploading to our back office. I click select. And I click update now, and we have that there. Again, if I want to change that sizing, I'll just the spacing. I can move this up and down a little bit more anywhere I want on the page. The other one was meant to bleed in. You could do negative margins, all that stuff. Some of the stuff that we've got in here. These pages here, this is a legit H2 tag. You don't need to know about it, but that means that these pages are made for SEO. You can put an H2, H1, H3, like the way that if you want to build a page properly, you can. You want to click on this image, click configure, and we give you the image alt tag. These things are very, very important. If I want to, do my column layouts, etc. I've got different column layouts, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. If I want to start out with a block that way, I'll just click on empty block. And how do I want to lay out something? I would just lay out 3 columns over here, drop it like this, and then I start putting in, whatever I want in there. In this one, I want to put a YouTube video, so I'll just drag that into that little container like that. And of course, how do you do that? You click configure, put the YouTube ID. I'm not going to go into all that because we've been through the road, but I'm showing you, how we do this. Here's a cool one. I'm going to put a little, I can put an Apple Watch, an iPhone, a laptop. Yeah. I'm gonna add a little.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
A little phone in there. I'm doing a little Frankenstein design here, guys. You get it. I'm showing. So let's go in here and put a little. So I don't have to load something into the system. We'll just put this car in here like that, and hit select, and just like that, we've added the car. Right. Pretty cool stuff. You used to have to use mock-up software. Let me show you another cool thing. Right. I want to create. A hero section, right? I can go into the blocks and go into covers. These are some of the favorites that I've used before. But if I want something that looks like this, that looks pretty cool, I'll just drag that in under the navigation and put that there, just like that. This is just a background image that I could change, etc. I'm going to delete this because I want to show you something pretty cool as well. Let's take this. And I'm just going to delete this for right now because I want to show you something. This section right here, let's do something pretty cool. I'm going to put now you got to remember, this is a navigation section, so it's red. But so these things look like they're one section, they're actually 2. But let's do this. I'm going to do a background. Guys, give me something. Real estate, trees, cars, something cool that would make a good background. The universe will come.
Nice mountains. I'm inspired by the mountains.
I like that. That makes it Mountain, right?
Yeah, you don't have those in Florida, so you need to see some.
All right. This one look good right here?
Let's do it.
Let's choose that. Okay. It takes about 7 seconds to upload to the server.
So all these stock images, no one has to pay for anything extra, no license, and all that stuff.
All free, royalty-free images with the API. So what we're going to do here, we're going to click center and cover. Just like that. Now, the only thing is this kind of like messes up my font color here. It's a little hard to see. Well, I can do this. I can click on the color of the background, and I'm going to go, even though this is a red theme site, I'm just going to start with a dark blue. And now we can't see it. So we take a little slider here, and I just start sliding that. And you know what? I think that looks pretty badass. And
looks like something out of Apple or something,
Right. And I'm just going to click parallax right here. All right. I'm going to click save, and let's click the preview button and just see what we've built over here. So now you'll see I've got the parallax thing going on here.
Slick.
So obviously we've got, pre-designed themes for you and things like that. But I'm going to just get rid of this entire section right here because I want to show you something a little bit different. This is a pre-made navigation, right? I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to choose a block. I'm going to take a navigation block over here, and I'm going to choose this one right here and just drag it in. Okay. So you notice these little navigations that I'm seeing, it only says home. And that's because I have no pages in my site. So I'm going to go real quick here. I'm going to create 3 pages, and I'm just going to take anything I can out of here. That's 1 page. We're going to take another page, just any random template here. And template number 3, I'm going to choose the one that looks like we're using over here. I believe look at that. We even give you the ones that we use. This is my GrooveFunnels templates. That's my 3rd site. Look at that. You guys can get that for free and have gorgeous sites. All right. You're noticing here the navigation, right? Because these things here say page 1, page 2, page 3. So let's go back to the home. Okay. So that we're watching it happen here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to rename this. Whoops.
So I have a question on this while you're doing that. Is there a limit to the amount of menu items you can have?
No.
Because one of the things that I will tell you that is sort of one of my pet peeves about Clickfunnels is that it only gives you 5 menu items. And that's always sort of bugged me if I have a page that I want a lot more menu items.
I'm going to show you how easy this is, right? So I'm going to make this contact. And I'm going to make this here, this last one, we're going to call media, right? You're in the media, and we want to talk about how we're doing on the media, right? Mm-hmm. So media, and I for some reason I don't think I hit the check mark, so we got to go back here, rename this page. I'm dragging it while I do it. Okay, this we're going to put contact. Okay, so what are we seeing here when we go back to the home page? My navigation has this stuff built in. Yeah. Now, I don't want this to show the home page, so I want to exclude it. I'm on the home page. I don't need to see that. Cool. I might want that on other pages. Now, the only thing is I really don't like the contact after the about. I really want to, for whatever particular reason, move that up here, right? So if you notice, it just changed up here. As I change it here, it changes there. So here's the next thing is I don't want the media separate. I want to nest that under here. So I just drag this over here like that. And I've just created a drop down. Now, if I start adding too many things, guess what's going to happen? My text is going to start getting too big. I believe I can just take this. Yep, you see it's getting smaller if I'm going to start adding a lot of navigation. So the only thing is I also have a login for my software company, and I've got support that I don't want to make a page for. So I click on this thing. This is, as you see here, is known as a dome tree, right? In traditional hierarchy of a site. I'm in my navigation. I'm clicked on the menu. So I just click on configure and I add 2 external links. So I'm going to add one called support. And I'm going to link that to, I'm just going to leave it at Google, but I'd put my help desk there. I want to open that in a new window. And this one we're going to call login, right? Or members login, whatever.
You thought WordPress was fast to make menus and all that stuff. Nope.
Right? You put a URL, going to leave it for Google because I don't feel like typing. We'll make that open in the window. And just like that, I've got there, starting to get a little bit too big for my look and feel. So I'm going to lower that a little bit. Now, of course, you wouldn't have this page looking like this. You'd have everything themed. I'm looking for the other page. But if you notice that also happened over here as well. Yeah. Okay. So we've got carousels, like in the elements, like things you don't see in other builders. Like you want to pull in a carousel. Now, again, these are containers that are 2 rows, so it's only going to go into this particular container. But if I set up a 1-block container, it would go there. We're going to set that to loop, autoplay every 4 seconds. Number of slides, just so that we're in a demo, we'll do 3. We'll choose those mountains for the first one. We'll choose this lady over here for the second one, because we've got that whiteboard here. We don't have to upload more images. And let's just choose this car just so that we can. So just like this, we hit select, we hit done, and I've just added a carousel. Now, if this was full width, it'd be full width, and 3-4 seconds, there you go. And I've got the little hover buttons to go back and forth. So guys, this is when I tell you this is an easy to use platform that's better than anything. Let me show you one more cool thing. This I'm going to move my microphone down to my mouse here, so I'm going to get a little more quiet. This is my wife's site. When I click on create a new page, You see this template right here? This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this right here, we're going to go over to a real web page. I'm going to type in fitnessfoodfun.com. My wife's a Zumba instructor. I'm going to click very, very loudly on the enter button. And I want you to see if you can distinguish between the page loading and the click. Ready? 1, 2. It's
Jesus.
Let me show you this in real time here. And anybody can see this by typing in Fitness Food Fun. I'm going to click the About page. So you can hear my mouse click at the same time. Watch the page load. It's like it's cached from my machine. Okay, back to home. Why? Because of this right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not rocket science. When I type in .html, this is an actual published web page on the internet. Google loves these things. It exists. I'm going to move my microphone back to me here. It exists because it's hosted on Google's servers using Cloudflare, which means the pages are cached on the internet, which helps them load faster. It's technology we don't need to get into. But guys, you know SEO. I'm going to ask you because I don't know how to do this. What's the Google page where you go to check a site for performance? Like,
there's GT metrics.
Never done that one before, but is that like
IX.
I put my...
It might be IX. GT metrics with an IX instead of a CS.
Like, I don't know the one with Google. So hopefully, okay, so it's going to analyze this site. So let's take it, put it right in there.
Drum roll.
And Google has one too where they score.
Yeah. There's I forget what
there's
site speed or something like that.
Google site speed or something like that.
Okay, so not sure what these serve scaled images, which I have like real high definition.
Those were massive images. They're like background images.
Yeah. If you take a look here at these A's, that we're getting, and even where, look, this is me, guys. I didn't use the images that were optimized by my developers when they make the page. I took a high quality picture that Michelle gave me, and I put this here. Now, if I would have went and taken this image right here, which I'm not the greatest person at, and actually optimize it, it's telling me that I didn't optimize my images that well. But all the other stuff here is getting, is getting a very, very high score here. So I don't know if they're giving us an overall ranking or something, but let me just see here. Google page.
The Google one, because I know that's like obviously
Google Pagespeed.
Those are the ones
Google
that are
Pagespeed?
actually. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Let's try that.
Okay, Pagespeed Insights. Let me see if the one here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this page here and just drop it like this.
We were talking to Mike Long on our podcast or something recently, and he was like, "Yeah, site speed, load speed. I mean, it's one of the biggest determining factors in SEO."
Yeah.
For Matt and I, that's our number one traffic source right there. There you go. 90.
So we got a 90, and I can tell you what's hurting me. Properly sized images here. Like I didn't size that that up very, very well. And I have multiple pages with that. But I would encourage anybody to put in a Clickfunnels page or any one of your own websites out there and see what you come up. You're probably going to come up with 60s and 70s and different. And
type in evergreen profit really quick. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Make us look bad. Come on. Type in evergreen profits really quick. No,
it is going to make us look bad because we
make us look bad. It's fine.
Optimizing for speed.
We're obviously not using it yet.
All right.
See, it's
already tell it's slower.
If the analyzing has anything to do. Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's bad. That made us look horrible.
Okay. Look, I'm not. Look, my point is here that we're here to make you look good. That's the thing. It's a good page builder that builds cool stuff. My wife has never been able to have. There's a work in progress. Some Laura Ipsum here, but there's her with Beto, the founder of this. Is a gorgeous site.
Yeah,
it's a gorgeous site. You can now picture how I did the navigation and everything. I just added more pages. So, having said that, I want to get back to this .html thing here. So when you have ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels pages do not exist. They literally have something that has a downtime monitor, because if ClickFunnels goes down, you go down. Your sites have to call their database, and this is how ClickFunnels work. I'm going to be the ClickFunnels robot, not making fun. I'm trying to honestly give you an idea of what's going on. I'm the ClickFunnels robot. I'm the server. You type in this URL. ClickFunnels goes, site belongs to Joe Fier and Matt Wolf. Okay, user ID. This particular page, this particular funnel happens in very, very quickly. And then it says, okay, row, column, elements, blah, 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 blah. Builds the HTML and goes and spits it into your browser. And then you hit refresh. It goes ClickFunnels, database, Joe, Matt, site, number, ID, row, column, button, yellow, blah, 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 and spits it out. And your pages take 0.25 to 0.75 to sometimes over a second. You get that, I'm just going to open a new browser, and you watch this little white here, my blank. You get that white little thing before the page loads, right? And what's happening is you're calling the database. And dude, my pages are running really slow right now. I'll tell you why they're running slow. It's 5 p.m. Eastern time. Everybody's on Netflix. There's a lot of, everybody's hitting ClickFunnels servers, and their servers have to database. What? You don't hit my database. When you create a page, you're going to notice two different things. I've got a save button, and I've got a publish button. I could take one of my live pages right now, and I could type this all over it, and then I could hit save. and if I hit save, let me just click here. Just bear with me a second. If I were to click on anything, let's just move this so we can get a saving exercise here. Just get anything. Okay. Now, if I click save, I didn't click publish. I didn't click the publish button. I click save. Let me give you a couple of scenarios. I know this has happened to everybody. You're working on a ClickFunnels page. Insert headline here, working on something, and your laptop's at 14%. Let me just get this done. I'm almost done. Get this done. Your laptop's at like 3%. If you don't save, your work is gone. ClickFunnels doesn't have a save button. They have a save and publish button. So you've got two choices, Joe and Matt. Your laptop's about to die. You've got a page that you've been working on your actual live page. Either run into the bedroom and hope that you can connect your battery before your laptop. It said 3%. Why did it go straight to zero? Right?
It's like you have a camera in my house, because I've done this many times before.
Right. So what you do is you hit the publish, and hey, dude, just letting you. Yeah, I know. My site has this weird stuff. I know. I'm working on it. Right. And now you're live. Now you're live with all this different stuff. What we do is we let you work on these pages while you're live, and you can save them. And when you're ready to publish, you hit publish. And we also do a couple of other things. I'm going to show you right here. Revisions. Today is May 14, 2020, 17:05. So 5:05 and 5 seconds, 5:13 and 24 seconds, and 5:14 and 38 seconds. While you're making changes to your site, if I want to go back to here because I foo-barred up my site, I can just click here, and it's going to reload that site. And there you go. Before I screwed it all up. Yeah, use this version. Ah, cool. I've got autosave. Joe, Matt, I'm going to tell you one more thing that we do. We don't have time to show you this. But if you don't touch this page for 5 seconds and you go on a call and you're doing your walk and talk and you come back, you're going to see a little thing over here that says, this has timed out. Click here to reload the page. What happens? It doesn't publish it live to the server. It saves a version for you here. And then what you have to do is click reload current version. Let me tell you why this is so important. You've got this tab sitting in your browser for 3 days. And you're talking to somebody on the phone, and you're doing this, and you're scrolling like this. And Matt's been working on this page, making a masterpiece. But you've got this old page that hasn't been touched in forever. And you go, all of a sudden, you go like this. Oh, you know what? I don't like this little period over here after percent, so I'm going to get rid of it. And then you hit the save button. Matt's going to say, Joe, were you in there?
WTF, mate?
I just fixed the typo. No, you got rid of, I've been working on this page for 3 days. We won't even let that happen. We know that other people in companies are working on a page. So we're going to save you from yourself. If you walk away from a page, we're going to save a version, and we're going to tell you reload the latest version. And you're going to see what Matt's version is and you will have your version that was saved 3 days ago, and you're protected that way. So again, there's lots of cool things in here. The navigation, creating pop-ups is just ridiculously easy. You can pull in a pop-up like this and design it and
lead capture, all that stuff in there.
Yeah. What do you want to call this? We're going to call this main, right? I'm going to leave it as a standard pop-up. I can do an entry or an exit, but by leaving it on a main, that's that's going to show on the home page. You've seen me. I can go in. I can put a little thing in here. We're just going to click save and exit right now, and watch this. Download, configure. We're gonna. Whoops. We're going to. Oh, it's a form submit. I'm in the wrong button here. Let me choose this one here. Is that also a form? Let me get. Are these all forms? I cannot link this to a pop-up because this is linked to a form. So what I've got to do is, you follow what I'm saying? It's a function to an email. So what I've got to do is I've got to just drag another button in here. And so that I do this looking pretty, I can just click my little Belcher button, right? And just like that, I've got that. But now that I've got another button that's not linked to a form, I can just click configure, and I can link this to another page, a block on this page, another URL external, or a pop-up. Well, let's see. I only have one pop-up that I called main, and I'm going to click update. And just like that, we're going to click the preview button. And I believe it's the second button there. And I click that, and just like that, I get my pop-up. It's just easy. It should be easy. We've got a configure button and we've got a style button over here. I'm just going to show you one last little thing here. Here's a button here. Watch this. I'm going to click on the hover state, and I'm going to reverse this. I'm going to make the text yellow, and I'm going to make the background black. Now, just like that, get out of hover, and look at that. You can now create little hover states and stuff like that. I mean, you don't really have to be a genius. We've got ways I'm designing in all devices right now because this is all highlighted. But if you see when I click here, if I double click like this, you see these are isolated. So what happens if I want this headline right here to be a little bit bigger? Let me give you an example. Let me do this a little bit better. Let's close the menu here, and this text right here. Let's make this headline a little bit bigger, like this. You're going to notice. Let me make it smaller just to prove a point. Sometimes on a mobile device, you need to let me do this. I'm going to take this text, and I'm going to paste it in here to prove my point. Now I have too much stuff in my headline for a mobile device. So I don't have all of these circled. So I'm now designing only for mobile. So that looks a little bit better, right? But hey, on a big screen, you notice this text didn't change size because I might want to have bigger fonts. But if I want to change for all devices, I double click. And now any changes I make will now happen on all devices. Little tricks like that, designers like that, little things like this, guys. This little thing right here called custom attributes literally means that any single thing that can be done on a web page can be done. You don't have to hack it. You don't have to do all this stuff. Any website designer that wants to do anything, create an animation, does anything, he gives it an attribute, a class, things that I don't even know. Your guys will know how this works. And he drops in his little CSS code. And when he's done, whatever that is, you can. So we want this to be for you, that you don't need a designer, but some people want to have that pay. Your designers will say, thank you so much for getting this. I don't know what you're paying for.
Designers and coders can be very picky, but hey, now you're getting both worlds. Yeah.
Look what else they can do. They can go into this particular block and see the code, and they can inject their own little stuff. They can see the entire web code of the page here. And then if you've got that third-party thing that we just don't support, and you need that little thing, whatever that you got on the net, right? You just go here, click on custom embed, and where do you want that particular thing, that third-party checkout that you're using with another shopping cart? We get it. We're agnostic. You simply go in here, click on the cog, paste your code in here like this, and whatever that code might be, you just hit save, and you've just embedded your custom embed. Yeah. Every little element that you see here can be dragged and dropped. You get a ghost image, so you know exactly where it's going. Nice and easy to, put things around, images, everything can be moved around. And let me just show you one last thing, guys, and then because people can get started for free with your link. I'm going to go back to Zeppelin here, and I want to show you a couple of things that are coming out in the next 2 weeks. Number one, right here where you see pages and pop-ups, in between that, you're going to see, I'm moving this so I can go, you're going to see this. Funnels. You're going to see something here called funnels. You want to create a new funnel. Great. These are your existing funnels that are linked to the domain. The way we work is every site is a project. So as soon as you type a domain in here, you want to put a page in this domain or a funnel in this domain, you go into this project, and we consider this to be your brand site. You want to put a thank you page that nobody sees in the navigation, you make it a hidden page. But you want to create a funnel, well, then at that point, you'll click on funnels. These are your existing funnels, your Black Friday funnel, your webinar funnel, your product launch funnel, your evergreen funnel, your Mike Long funnel. So you click on create new funnel, or you can dig in. Let's dig in on the free mini course funnel. Right now, guys, I'm in what my UI expert is making, right? So we click on funnel list, and I've clicked on this funnel, and these are my pages in my funnels. And I could click on them and my page would show up. I could drag and drop the hierarchy. I could click the dots and get some conversion rate stats on it. If I wanted to create a new funnel, I would click this button here, boom, like this, and our funnel template libraries are going to show up. Tells you that this has 3 pages in it. This has 4 pages. You can preview, and if you want to click into it, that's the next thing he's designed here. You could see the different pages, and you could use that particular funnel, etc. So we have a guy that's out there. This is what I want to show you. This stuff right here with when you click here and you want to drag this, this stuff over. Right now we have it like this, where you move padding and stuff. But we also realize that you might want to go out of this element mode and style and colors and go into a layout mode, and then we take all the elements in the images and we give them opacity, and then you'll be working on something that will look like this. And when you're in this mode, you're going to get these little drag handles, and you'll just be able to drag something like this. You want to move this up, that's the next one here. This is left padding, this is bottom padding. You'll just be able to drag things. If you want to do the margins, you'll just move stuff like this, and you'll see the margin. So you'll be able to lay stuff out. And then check this out. This one you're going to love. We have this little thing. So
it's kind of like the best of both worlds. You have the sort of pixel perfect design or the sort of grid design, and you choose which one you prefer to work with. Yeah.
And here you want to take this image, right? Because you're in layout mode. You want it set left, center, right, top, middle, bottom, right? And then over here, you're going to see that we have how many rows are in here? There's 2. You want to make this a 3-row, a 4-row, a 5-row. You want to add another row. Well, these are columns. So you want to add columns, you just go here. You want to add another row, you just go plus, 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 plus. You can start building out your grid. When are you going to do that? When you've got a JV page and you want your prizes, 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place. Well, I need 5th place, create another row. 5th place, 6th place, add an image, et cetera, et cetera. So I know not everybody wants to do this. They still want to have an agency, do their stuff. But I can tell you one thing: if you've got to get it done, like many people on this call, they're like, hell no, I don't want to pay $4,000 for an agency, and I don't necessarily have a partner that can do this for me. I love this. So what does it cost? It's free.
Yeah,
it's free.
Totally free.
hustleandflowchart.com/groove. You're seeing it here. On the replay. For those of you that are watching live aren't seeing it because we're going to post-produce this for others in the replay. But somewhere I believe these guys are giving you the link, hustleandflowchart.com/groove. You can get started. We will say this. Let's just call out the elephant in the room here. Joe and Matt are huge supporters of ThriveCard over the years. We know that you use that as well. Included in for free. Let me be biased so they don't have to be. I think Groove Sell and Groove Affiliate is the most badass affiliate platform out there. I think they can be let off the hook for 2 reasons. Number one, their job to you is to bring you the greatest technology, whether they tell you to stay with ThriveCard or not. That's cool. If they were asking you to spend your money on GrooveSell. I think that could be something that could be like, hey, you guys asked me to invest here, and now you're asking me to invest here. I get that. The fact that it's free, let me just show you one thing, guys, that I don't know if you know about GrooveSell. Okay, and just one thing. I've created my funnels, right? One of my funnels is called GrooveFunnels because that's what we sell. Is how many signups we've had today. 599 signups, 10,000 visitors, all viral. Let me just for the shits and giggles here, just show you this, right?
That's crazy.
We color code our transactions, so I know that what color is free is this blue here, right? And if I just want to exclude free because it's an annoyance, right? You're taking too much of my real estate free. I just click the exclude free, and then I get a snapshot of my day based on colors. Okay, so Jesus, Mike, this is busy. This is intelligence. This is Mike Filsaime thinking. White is a new sale. Blue is a new trial. Green is a customer that has signed up already and now has made a second or third payment. These blues will be green forever in the future when they start playing. Yellow will always be in batches because they're cancellations. That means my help desk is processing the cancellations. And I have 29 transactions. Let's go to 50 and let's see if there's a red, because those pinks are refunds. We don't have any refunds today. And if we had a bright red, that's a chargeback. Let me show you this. Mike, what is gold? Well, let's find out. No offense, Jody. Apologize if you're on the call. Mm-hmm. But Jody, we appreciate we appreciate you purchasing the upgrade. However, Jody, my system says it appears that this customer and affiliate have used the same IP address, and some vendors prefer to avoid these commissions because it may be that the buyer used the affiliate program as a rebate or a discount. So I can do a couple of things. I can go see how she's doing. And if she sent me 700 clicks and she's made me 13 sales, I'm not going to be petty. But if she sent me one click and one sale, I just click right here. And I just turned her commission into and now, unfortunately, I have 45,000 affiliates because everybody that comes up is affiliates. Exactly. So I'm actually just going to refresh this. Oh, it loaded right here. I can just change the affiliate to nobody. And then she's muted, or I can just drop the commission to 0. And I can mark as not affiliate for it, so I don't have to see this. But I don't know many other systems that are doing that. But
that's a big problem, man. Yeah.
If you want to know how many people are doing that, well, there's 3. That's right there on a $1,500 product. That's $750. That's $2,000 a day. That this will save you money. But that's not what I wanted to show you guys. That's not what I want to show you. Let me just show you one more cool thing here with the transactions. Take a look at this. I'm going to scroll to the right, get all the different data I want. Here's my affiliates. Remember I showed you? Look at the different names of the affiliates that are coming. They're different people. So every single person here is a different person. These are people that had recently signed up, and this is just paid. These are people that had earned money. But let's go over to here. You guys are like, Mike, why are you showing me this? I'm showing you this because this is the little snippet you want to show to your accountant, or sometimes your spouse sometimes helps with these different things in the company and stuff like that.
That's true.
Look at this. GS. This is nothing revolutionary. That simply tells you that it's GrooveSell, so that you know it's not authorized, not net, or PayPal. What else do we say? Payment, trial, cancel. So the transactions that go into your QuickBooks, look at this one right here. Payment -6, and then I get my unique transaction ID number. Let's move this here. So what does that tell me right there? When you're looking at something and you want to know how did you do for the day, and you look at this sale and you're like, well, is that a new sale? Well, not only is it a new sale, this customer's made 6 payments to us.
Oh, wow.
Right? This type of stuff, I want to get a snapshot of like what happened today. How is, what is it a new sale? Is, so let me show you another thing right here. Failed billing. I'm going to click on failed billing. I don't know how many I had today. If I haven't added any, I might have to change this to the last 7 days. Okay.
There you go.
We've had 7 people fail today. Excuse me. We do automatic dunning. And this is the beautiful thing. And I know this because, we had to use Pay Kickstart before this was ready. It just leaves this stuff in here for you. we kick this up to the top. I'm going to prove this to you by clicking on Faye here, whose payment didn't go through for whatever reason. Let's say her card got stolen. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to click on this. I do apologize if this is running a little bit slow. That should have opened a modal a little bit quicker. This is my information on the customer. Here's the failed transaction log. Today at 3:04 a.m., it's failed. I can retry it, or we're using the best practices put out there by, I believe, Chargeify.
Yep.
We looked out there. We looked at what the proper dunning processes are. We try again in 3 days or 7 days, and then at the first of the month, and then we don't try again. But you can come in and click the retry. I'm going to say yes. And remember her name. It was Faye. So we're going to put this here. It was unsuccessful, but we have somebody in our team go in every single day and hit all of those transactions every day manually. So I'm just going to click on the failed transactions again just to reload this. Let me just go back there and reload that. It should have reloaded after we clicked the modal, but it didn't. Okay, so now you see she's up to the top. Now this is important, okay? And I'm gonna explain to you why. Here it is twice. In Pay Kickstart, she was here, and 3 days later she was here, and then she showed up in the successful transactions, and it never let you know. And you went in and you hit retry, and she's like, "What are you doing? You hit me yes. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. I mean, well, the system had a button there. How am I supposed to know?" You know what happens with us? Not only does she go into successful, we color this one green. So if I went back, just trust me. If I go back like 30 days, you'll see plenty of green. But just trust me, so we can say we have to see it reload. It'll be green, and so you will never see her listed here again. We group them all into the latest one here. And on top of that, you can export this data, and why wouldn't you? So that your team can call and say, "Hey, you know, so-and-so, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, no, can I pay on Tuesday?" Absolutely, right? Having this type of intelligence is great. Guys, let me show you the really cool thing here. I've created my different product funnels. They look like this. If I click on Manage Products, this particular funnel has one product called GroovePages, and then an upsell here. I've got how to do my checkout right here. I'm not going to spend too much time here, but I can do a multi-check out process, right, or a one-step. I can do a single price point. It'll ask me which price point do I want, or a multi-price point. So if I do a multi-price point and I click next, I've got these different price points, and I'm just going to, let's just leave these three just so I have something here to show you when I generate the link. I get two things. I can embed this into a group page, Clickfunnels, any page that I want, or I can just say, no, I'm going to link this to a button, and when they click on the button, they're going to get something that looks like this, and it loads up my checkout page. And we get the different buttons that I had selected, nice. And we've got a beautiful checkout. Now take a look over here. This is something I don't have time to go into, but you see where it says CC1? We can see who's refer, all that. Let me just go into it real quick. I'm going to edit this product real quick and show you. I'm going to click on, I got to let this load. I'm going to click on gateways. Look at this. I don't take PayPal, but when I set up my gateways, I've got 3 PayPal accounts I can take. So if I want to, I can add my GrooveCart company's PayPal, my GroovePages company PayPal, my Groove Digital company's PayPal, and I can rotate these things at 60 because this is season. One's been around a little while, a little 30, and I can do this one.
And this is great for if you're doing, tons of transactions, if you want to kind of offset.
Yeah, you want to, exactly. Look at this. Look at my credit card. I'm putting 50% of my traffic through my authorized.net account that I got for Groove Digital. I got a WorldPay merchant account. I'm giving Stripe 20% of my love. Right? And I've got multiple Stripe accounts over here. I can add more Stripe accounts, if we want to. So we'll have GrooveSell payments if people are like, "Hey, I don't want to deal with this. I live in South Africa and I can't get a merchant account, and my Stripe account got a," yeah, no problem. We'll do it for you. If you choose PayPal and credit card, we don't take any of your fees. We even have this thing called PayPal risk mitigation, which is really cool. You guys just formed a new company, let's say. You got a new merchant account with PayPal. You can set this to show at checkout 10% of the time. What that means is 9 times out of 10, they only see credit card. 1 time out of 10, they see PayPal, because you're going to do a launch. You're going to have Mike Long promote for you. You're going to have me promote for you. And you're going to do this big thing. And shit, you might do 450 grand in a day because it's a $997 product, right? And 30% of the people take PayPal Well, that's 100,000 in a day, and we haven't even processed with PayPal. Why don't we set the PayPal risk mitigation to 10%? And instead of doing 140,000, we'll do 14,000 in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week we'll move it to 20% and 30%, right? So these are things that we've learned over the years. You just walk through the wizard here, set all this stuff up. I'm not going to do that. What I wanted to show you is now I'm done. I'm setting up my product. You've never seen anything like this, folks. Be prepared to be wowed. I'm a little punchy. I haven't eaten all day today. I'm high on Gatorade. I've done my morning walk. I'm out of calories. But this is what I want to show you. All right. This is what I want to show you. I can click back. This is the the products, right? But this particular funnel, I want to click on Manage Promotion Tools for this funnel. Or what I can do is I can go here and I can click on Affiliate Portals, and this is for all of my different products. And then I choose which tool do I want to work on. Now, I can create new sets of promotion tools, and I'm going to call this Black Friday. And just like that, I go in here, and I'm going to create a new swipe, and I'm going to call this email 1. And I've got subject line. You like to give your affiliates multiple subject lines, right? So you put your subject lines, you put this here, and your raw text and your HTML view. And now you create a new swipe called email 2, right? Blog reviews, articles, banners, thank you page. You upload all those different things. I'm going to save and exit. And I do have a problem right now. In fact, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go over to GroovePages.com, where this is a site that this is a template that you guys can use. We've created JV blog templates for people inside of our system. And what do you notice right here is my widget. I am a little embarrassed, guys. I'm a little embarrassed that this thing is slowing, but look at that. I've got my Black Friday. Now, the only problem is when I click on Black Friday and I go over to the swipes, I don't have very good swipe because I didn't really fill it out. So I just went live. So I'm going to delete this thing if you guys don't mind. We're going to delete that because that's live. Now let me show you what I do have though. I do have a promotion tools that I have made for this particular product. I'm going to wrap this up in 2 minutes, I promise you. Now you can see I've written blog reviews. I've got my banners. They're all uploaded and all this different stuff. I've set up thank you page ads, log out page ads, social media so you can share and all that stuff. You can insert the links for people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Even what link depends on which landing page that I want them to go to, because you can create custom landing pages. Now, when that's all said and done, I'm done and I'm out of here. Now, when I go to groovejv.com, I'm going to refresh this. There's a couple of things that happen here. Number one, my affiliates, I can take this embed code, as you see right here. I just click embed, copy to the clipboard. I go into GroovePages or my blog or my JV blog, and I embed that code. We know how to do that, right? And then once this loads, and I do apologize. I don't know if they're doing server updates. I don't like to make excuses. I will say this hasn't happened before. I'm gonna refresh. There's definitely something going a little funky why this is taking a little.
A lot of times just live streaming in general is going to slow other stuff down as well. So
right.
Yeah, I'll take the blame. I'm not sure why it's being a little finicky. So while it's doing that, I'm going to let that load. But I do want to show you what happens over here if. Oh, okay. So now your affiliates can come here. They can get their links. If you offer a 2-tier program, they're here. They click go back. They can see their sales and their stats. They can click swipes. They want to click on social media. They click on share on Facebook. They've got your social sharing here. They want to click on your video reviews. They can share on Facebook, and the YouTube URL is here. So that what that means, it's going to pre-populate, the video for them on Facebook, all that different stuff. So typical butterfly marketing, market is completed. You get the little checkbox. So you can tell people in this video, make sure to complete all the steps. And you've just put in place a viral marketing campaign that is getting you sales, because you are telling people, use the swipes, put it on your blog, do this, and don't be satisfied until you're done doing all of these different things. Now, what happens if we're going to go incognito for one reason, because it clears the session. What happens if the affiliate is not logged in? Well, what should happen? We're assuming since GrooveSell is free, everybody will have an account sooner or later, because It's like ClickBank. You're going to need to just sign up to create somebody's going to promote. You got to be an affiliate.
You should have the tool. Yeah.
Sooner or later, everybody's going to have an affiliate account, if not for nothing. So you log in and it'll populate. And if they don't, then they create their affiliate account under you.
Yeah.
And now they get tagged in. And that brings us to the very last thing. And I'm going to talk real fast here, is that everybody that signs up for our system is instantly an affiliate. We give a 20% commission automatically on tier 1 and a 5% commission on tier 2. And here's why I can say this. I've taught you this. I practice what I preach. When you upgrade to the full version of GrooveFunnels, when you upgrade to the full version, you get upgraded to 40% on level 1 and 10% on level 2. And that downline that you're seeing happens. And even when you sign up affiliates, they go down into your downline. So we're going to go right back into here, guys. We're going to show this little upgrade button after people sign up at hustleandflowchart.groove. The way you're getting the word out, they can come here, click partner program, watch this video here, wait 15 seconds for this to load. I don't know why it's loaded, but
usually it loads way quicker. I'll give you the benefit. Yeah, I've seen it many times.
I'll get that fixed. And so you guys will have your own links with your affiliate links in, and you can go out and start sharing the word. If you upgrade to Pro, which we're going to talk about in a minute, you get 40%. And what does this mean? Right now, you get GroovePages, GrooveSell, and Groove Affiliate for free. No credit card needed. Hustleandflowchart.groove. Hustleandflowchart.com/groove. Hustleandflowchart.com/groove. That will give you GroovePages, GrooveSell, Groove Affiliate. You get to use it for life. No credit card required. You get the full feature set of GrooveSell and Groove Affiliate. And GroovePages, we limit you to 3 custom domains. But you do get custom domains. You can be yoursite.com, and you get plenty of pages and funnels to do that. When you're ready to upgrade, later today, tomorrow, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you will get GrooveMail, GrooveMember. GrooveMail is like ActiveCampaign. GrooveMember is a built-in membership platform. GrooveVideo. And by the end of the year, we're going to have Groove Blocks so you can get off of WordPress. Groove Webinars is 3 prongs. You can do live streaming like we're doing today, live webinars or automated webinars. Live webinar simply means they made an appointment to see it. Streaming means you just went live. Built-in help desk, built-in calendar software like Calendly, but even more a little sophisticated. And surveys and quizzes. And of course, you'll get access to GrooveCart e-commerce, so that when you have a website, you need 4 things for your presence. You need, number 1, your brand site, your .com, your About Us, your media pages. Number 2, you need your blog. Number 3, you need your funnels. And number 4, you need your merchandise store, your gear. So you can tell people, hey, get this, hey, we've got this supplement that helps you, whatever. Maybe it's not for you, but those are the 4 things that you want to have, the 4 prongs. We want you to not have to use Shopify, WordPress, ClickFunnels, and WordPress again, for your blog and your theme sites. And I don't care what you say, guys. You could go to Theme Forest and see the world's most beautiful blog. I'm a technical guy. I think I've made that clear. I cannot make WordPress work. I really can. I
We've
don't
been
know
there, done that, man.
It's so abstract.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to learn more, you click the upgrade button. Here's why you want to upgrade today when you get inside. Okay. This page will tell you all about it. Here's me telling you all this different stuff, what the difference is between what you get now, which is GrooveSell, Groove Affiliate, and GroovePages. There's Silver and Gold, which are launching July for $99 a month, $199 a month. And then this Platinum plan down here that gives you all of this stuff is going to be $299 a month. Okay. Right now, that's what you pay for ClickFunnels for just a page builder, $299 a month. And we all know why you got to pay $299. We're not going to get in it. They don't give you anything for $99. So for just ClickFunnels page builder, which we've already said, I believe my product is better, for just free, you pay them $299 a month. You'll pay us $299 a month, and you will get everything here. But if you don't wait, and we're not going to have the lifetime option available. As we said, we were launching July 1st. We wanted to get ahead. The way we're raising this insane amount of money right now is through what we're calling these backers. If you want to invest in us, we will invest in you. You can get the entire suite, every single product that I said here. These products: GroovePages, GrooveSell, Groove Affiliate, GrooveMail, GrooveMember, GrooveVideo, and then GrooveCart. So that's, I believe, 7 products. And then GrooveBlog, GrooveWebinars, GrooveDesk, GrooveCalendar, GrooveSurvey. and Groove Quiz, and Webinar is actually 2 products. So I don't know how much I've counted right there, but that's 8 and 6. There's 14 different products that you will get access to. You can get started after you go to hustleandflowchart.com/groove. Click on this upgrade button, and when you do that, it's going to take you to this page. You can upgrade for nothing today, no money today, and then just 3 payments of $497. Those payments start in 14 days. So for 3 payments of $497, you will have every single thing you need to run your business. If I went through, and I'm not going to do what it would cost to have Zendesk and Kajabi and Webinar Jam and all these different things, it costs you literally $1,300 a month to run your business. You're looking at, in some cases $3,000, but I'll keep that number to $1,300. You're looking at about $15,000 a month to run your business, or for $1,500, you can run your business forever. If that's a little too steep for you, go with the 6 payments of $288. And if that's a little steep for you, go for 12 payments of $188. It's no difference to us. You save money by paying a little more sooner. You own this for life, and you can stop paying monthly for a lot of those other things out there. Get on board with us with the vision. And Joe and Matt, I know I ran and I didn't even take a breath, but the last thing I want to say is that when you do upgrade, remember, you want to, before you go out and click on this partner program and get excited and start sharing, if you have any intentions of upgrading, guys, upgrade now, pay nothing today. Get yourself the upgraded version at 40%. Start sharing that with people. Trust me when I tell you, I have partners like Joe and Matt and myself. We are getting out there. It's a matter of time until people see this. Joe and Matt, if you'll give me 3 more seconds to talk about one thing that we talk about in this video, it's called First Tag Wins. You folks will absolutely love this. You don't have to go out there and sell people. You just have to tell them that the world's best page builder is absolutely free, and heck, it comes along with a pretty cool Groove Sell and Groove Affiliate. It's pretty badass. Now, having said that, is it hard to sell that for free? Absolutely not. You'll see how easy that is at hustleandflowchart.com/groove. That's where you're going. You're like, hey, no brainer. I definitely want to get out there and start spreading the words. Here's why you want to do that, especially when you're upgraded. First tag wins means, folks, after you get somebody into the system, the cookies are gone. You don't have to worry about that. We hard code your affiliates, and I dare use this system, but if you're familiar with the way an MLM works, that person is locked in, I'm going to use the term they use in MLM, under a parent-child relationship. And your tier 2 is a parent-child-grandchild relationship. What does that mean, Mike? It means you don't have to worry about cookies. It means that if they sign up on a mobile device and they're like, Joe and Matt told me about something, it's free, whatever, but whatever. And then 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, whenever, they're at a live event and somebody's talking, dude, GrooveFunnels. Yeah, I've heard about it. I think I even have an account. Dude, you're not upgraded? No, I'm still using, Infusionsoft and blah, 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 and WordPress. Dude, you really got to get on there. It's badass. If that user then goes, you know what? There's the internet cafe in the hotel, logs in. This is my account. They log in. They signed up on this mobile device and they decide to buy 6 months later on another device. It is still tracked to you. It is still tracked to you. So you don't have to worry about cookies. You don't have to worry about, and here's the thing, it is a fact. There will be people out there making blog reviews and YouTube reviews. But the thing is they're trying to get that free referral. But if you've already gotten that person the free referral and they didn't upgrade, and Joe and Matt have this great YouTube video telling them they should upgrade, well, you're going to get credit. But Joe and Matt will, because you're on their second tier. And that's why I'm asking you to support them by signing up at hustleandflowchart.com/groove. The same way you want people to go build into your 2-tier downline. Let me focus on being excited about my product. We demo it. We have a great Facebook group. We've got good software, and your downline will start exploding because of this. And I want to tell you one thing. I spent an hour or 2 I don't even know how long we've been on. 2 hours talking. 2 hours talking about the software and 10 minutes talking about the affiliate program. This is not an MLM. It's not an opportunity. You are not selling the offer. You're selling a good software, and that gives you the opportunity, guys, to be comfortable knowing you're sharing something good with the world that you can feel proud of, because they don't even need a credit card to get in. And if they decide that they want the full suite, you'll be compensated for it down on 2 levels. I would advise taking the 40% option by upgrading. You can pay nothing today, and I think I'm done. I think I've said everything I could.
That was epic.
Questions? Thanks, guys.
I'm sure there are questions. I'll take a look. Maybe Matt, if you can chop in.
Yeah, if anybody does have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments now, and we'll kind of keep an eye on them.
But no, import funnels. I said that's important. We always get that question as well. You can share funnels. All that stuff is good. You can do that.
Right on. Yeah. And that's such a cool feature. I mean, like, I know Clickfunnels definitely, has done that and all that stuff, but there's a lot of softwares doing that. And it just adds on to how easy it is to, share designs. I mean, we use that all the time in a ton of different apps. So trying to load the comments up here. Internet's sluggish.
And I know it's 2 hours as well. Guys, they can go to Groove Digital FB, meaning Facebook, GrooveDigitalFB.com. Mm-hmm. Join our Facebook group for free after they sign up with you guys today at hustleandflowchart.com/groove. And they could ask questions in there. I've got another good thing I'd like to give out. It's a free resource, GrooveFAQ.com. You can go to GrooveFAQ.com. It is an FAQ doc that took me 3 days to write. There is not a question that you would have that is not at GrooveFAQ.com. So if you go to GrooveFAQ.com and you don't see it there, hit me up on Facebook, send me a private message. I'll be happy to answer your questions for you.
No,
Mike,
awesome.
I'm not seeing any questions, but I'm seeing a whole bunch of people going like, whoa, all caps. This is awesome. Thank you. Whatever. Pay attention to me. That was Omari.
Omar Martin?
No, Omari.
Oh, okay.
Broussard.
Omar, okay. Hey, how are you, Omar?
Omar, I haven't talked to him in a while, though. This is nuts. This is incredible. This is badass. This is very impressive, Mike. I mean,
Yeah, we're going to have a marketplace too, guys. I forgot to tell you, if you're familiar with ClickBank and JVZoo, I would say, I understand, there's ties to lots of different shopping carts out there, but even for those people that are using JVZoo, why? We have the same platform. It's better. You've seen it. And we don't take any of your commissions. So you want to use your own PayPal, Stripe, off that NMI, Braintree, Stripe, whatever you want to use that, go right ahead. We don't take a 5% VIG, and I have no problem with that model. We just don't. So we will have a marketplace with Gravity and all that different type of stuff, and we're looking at the whole picture here. We're looking through ClickBank's going to be harder because, I even spoke with my friend the other day. I said, why are you going on ClickBank, dude? When you actually figure out that they're charging 7.5% plus $1, that's about 9 to 11% sometimes. He's like, dude, I'm not worried about what I'm paying them. It's the affiliates that they get. So we have our site set on the ClickBank marketplace because we will have GrooveSell payments if people like that part of it too. We're going to be 5.9. That's going to take about 3 to 4 years to really there's a lot of people baked in over there and to move them. But as new people come on, we think that the WSO, JVZoo, and ClickBank people that are looking for an affiliate marketplace, like, I don't need a page builder, all that stuff. Like, they won't want that. We're like, well, go with us. We don't even have a fee and we're free.
Right.
And we give you a lot of powerful tools and reporting. So we've got our eye on we're here to service all digital and e-commerce marketers with one login dashboard.
Have you seen some specific types of businesses just rock and roll with just the Groove suite of tools in general?
We're new. We're new. I know that Mike Long, he's one of our biggest cheerleaders. He moved over and he's seeing better conversions on his pages and, these different things. And he's got more powerful tools for his affiliates. I didn't even show you one last thing about, this widget right here, guys, this widget, if you see my screen. Okay. Check this out. You don't have the time maybe to, put it onto a JV blog. Okay. Well, let's go back to GrooveSell. And I'm going to click on affiliate portals and tools. And when that opens up, you notice this is the embed code to put it on the blog. Well, I'm lazy. So I'm just going to get my link. It's been copied to my clipboard. Hey, dude, where do I sign up for my affiliate program? Where do I log in for my affiliate program? Where do I get my swipes for my affiliate program? Where do I check to see my sales? What if you were able to give that person one link in Messenger, Facebook, Skype, and just say, dude, stop asking. It's right here. And so that embed code that is taking 15 seconds to load, you can just get that into a link instead of embedding onto your page. You could give somebody a link. If they're not logged in, they see this. If they don't have an account, they can create an account. And if they're currently logged in, they can see their links, they can see their stats and sales, and they can get their swipes, and they can change what campaign they want. They can change what funnel they want to. And if they've got multiple accounts, they can log in and get back in. That is just a friggin' blessing. I'm telling you, like, just being able to send your people into one place, and it's got their links, their stats, their login, their signups, and it's also building your affiliate program at the same time. It's pretty neat. So
you're making life easy. Thank you. No more headaches. Damn it.
I love it.
This is awesome, man.
I actually had a list of questions going into this, but I think you were pretty damn exhaustive that you answered every single question throughout the course of the demonstration.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
for having me. I appreciate it very, very much. And we joked about this, before we got on the call. We said, hey, we're going to talk a little bit about how we got here and why we're excited about this. And it's going to be a little commercial. I think we can feel really good about that, because it's free, right?
That was the whole thing. Yeah. It's like, okay, so like Matt and I we are going to do the best by our community always and display what the best, coolest tools are that we have access to, that we're playing with and loving. So luckily we have you as a buddy of ours, and we're like, Mike, hey, do this thing. I don't know what the hell this is going to be. It's going to be a podcast. I don't know how it's going to work with the demonstration. But either way, this video is going to be epic and we got to share it.
Yeah, so, it's like Joe Rogan starting his podcast and talking for 2 hours about the Cash App. That's essentially what happened today.
Good point.
But having said that, folks, I know you do have some questions. Do you have coupon codes, and could you add multiple products? And let me just say this, or I'll do my Bernie Sanders impression. Let me just say this.
It's not
bad. We know what it takes to have the software. If I took the time to show you the ninja things that other things don't have, that's because, yes, it will have it. It will, and if it doesn't have it by July 15th, if it doesn't have it now, it'll have it next week or by July 15th and by the rest of the year. Like we're putting the amount of developers we have on this thing. I told you I'm not taking, distributions. We're putting it behind our teams and our copywriters. Just pretty much everything. We're just excited about this program. So. We've got it. We've got the tracking links. We've got pretty links. If you want to use custom domains, not just for GroovePages, if you want to use custom domains for GrooveSell, that means, your links, your affiliate links, instead of saying username.groovesell will be hustleandflowchart.com/blah, blah, blah. Your checkout pages can be checkout.hustleandflowchart.com. Your tracking links, your pretty links, all that stuff. It's all there. It's cool. It's nice. Well thought out, and it looks this good because my partner Matt now talked me into getting a UI UX expert, and he slowed down the development from the beginning because we had to think out how it's going to look before we could program for it, and I wasn't used to it. And I got to tell you, it's really, really a lot of fun with this.
It seems like you're having a lot of fun. I can hear it. Yeah, and we've known you for a while, man. And this is the most robust, well thought out, and it looks like this is going to be very long-term project that you guys are just keep developing, growing. You're already doing it at a high level. So
yeah, we're built to last, not built to flip. We don't have an exit strategy. I've said, my partners will talk. Well, what if we got offered, blah blah blah. I was like, what the hell would I do right now with that money? I wouldn't know what the hell to do, especially with the virus. Like I've got everything I want in the world right now. I literally do. I've got all the money in the world right now. You know what I drive? I drive a fully loaded 2018 Honda Accord with 8,000 miles on it.
There you go.
And I keep wanting to get a second car. And I'm like, but I don't. I remember getting tire rot on my last sports car. And so Guys, I'm 53. I've been doing this, when I left the car business, I, I had the Nissan GTR that I won. I won the Corvette Z06. I won a Hummer. I've been to Thailand, Hong Kong, Malaysia, the Gold Coast, keynote speaker in Dubai. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Iceland. I was the 31st person in the world to do a halo dive at 30,000 feet.
Oh, wow.
I've flown helicopters, and I've done it all. And I'm not saying I'm bored about it. And I partied like a midlife crisis, a 3-year midlife crisis.
We've been there many a time.
Yeah,
so.
yes. And I've gotten that out of my system. You know what I want? I want this company. I want to. If I sold this company, my life would be pretty much the same. I just never have to worry about money again, and I'd be bored out of my mind. I'd say, why did I sell that? Why do those people get to have that company and I don't? So I'm going to be here for a long, long time. I love this stuff.
Oh man, thank you. We're happy to have you here too, and that you're sticking around. So go try this. If you're still watching, which I know a lot of people, at least on the live stream, I haven't seen much drop off at all. It's been increasing actually. So hustleandflowchart.com/groove, hustleandflowchart.com/groove. Get your free account and everything included. Just try it out. Mike, Joe Jablonski, you're in the background just hanging out silently. You guys rock. And
thanks, man. Thanks.
This is a total last minute thing too.
I really appreciate it. I'd love to get on the podcast again and, talk about, we always like to talk about movies on podcasts. So love to talk to you about what you've seen lately and, the 1917 and, Uncut Gems and all that good stuff until Hollywood basically stopped putting out movies for us. I love talking about that stuff with you guys, so we can get back to that next time too and talk about all the fun stuff.
Let's do it, man. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate your time. Go get some water and go outside or something, man, because you rocked it. So, and say hi to Michelle for me, too.
I want to say one thing to everybody out there. First of all, thanks for being on here and thanks for sticking it out with us. Stay safe. Be safe out there. We've all got cabin fever, and they're opening up they're opening up the cities and the states and that stuff again, and it's very, very easy to get out there and start thinking that if they're telling us nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. The older you are, the worse you are. This thing can kill you. If it doesn't kill you, it could kill your grandmother, all that type of stuff. So just because they're telling us that, they're opening this stuff out there, make sure that you're carrying Lysol wipes with you, your gloves, your Q-tips in the ATM machines. And I'm going out a little bit more now, but we're being careful. So please be careful out there. Don't let the fact that you got cabin fever and they're letting us out let you know that things are any less dangerous than they were 3 months ago. That's a little message. My little Good. PSA to everybody out there. Be safe.
Awesome, man. It's a good way to end it. All right, Mike, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
You guys rock. Thanks, guys.
Peace. Bye-bye now.
Hey, it's Joe, and thank you so very much for sticking with us for this long in the video. I know it was a very long video. Honestly, we had no clue how long this was going to go, but I'm happy that Mike was so gracious with his time, but obviously gracious with this app, this software. App is not doing it justice. It's a whole software platform. It's a suite, and GroovePages, I think you'll probably see by now, this is an amazing software that is free. So I would urge you very much so, if you've gone this far, I'm sure you're curious. So do the last step is basically just go sign up. There is no credit card required. I can't stress that enough. So I haven't seen an offer like this with this high quality of a product. It's called GroovePages, but there's also a whole suite of different tools that you get access to. Mike lined it all out. So sign up. It's totally free. No credit card, no nothing. It's hustleandflowchart.com/groove. And the really cool thing here is that you can also become an affiliate. So I don't know if you really caught that or the implications of that. Mike explained it fully there, but this is an interesting opportunity for all of us. I mean, at the end of the day, this is an interesting time that we're all living in with the whole COVID crisis and the pandemic, and it's nothing like we've experienced before. And there are so many business owners right now that are struggling, very difficult times. I mean, they are having to pivot, their transforming their business, their whatever you want to, these buzzwords. There's a reason why there's buzzwords, and they're kind of played out sounding, but let's be honest. there are a lot of people out of work right now, a lot of business owners that are needing to take their offline to online or revamp their offline or their online businesses. And they usually, this website, the pages, the content, fast pages that look good, design, trust building websites and you know, entities online, it's a stumbling block. And this is your opportunity to actually share this with those business owners or even help them and give them free access to something that is literally going to help them out. So go check it out. It's hustleandflowchart.com/groove, hustleandflowchart.com/groove. Go share it around as well. You don't have to share our link, but you actually have the ability to share with your own affiliate link, like Mike was describing. So not only are you helping a ton of business owners, you're actually going to be able to make money from just sharing a free resource as well. So go sign up. Ask us if you have any questions at all, and we'll be chatting about this a lot because it's helping a lot of people. So hustleandflowchart.com/groove. We'll see you in there, and thank you very much. Bye.